So many artists get blocked in the idea that they have to be starving and broke and struggling to make it out in the world. That just is not true. If your sense of abundance is destroying your ability to make art, this is for you. I'm Alethea. I'm going through the Artist's Way this year, and this is my week 6 reflection. We're talking recovering a sense of abundance. This week was a lot about indulging in luxury, whatever that means to you. She talks about how luxury doesn't have to be like Egyptian cotton bath towels, although maybe it is, or like trips to 5-star hotels and flying first class around the world. She's talking about little small luxuries that you can indulge in every single day that make you feel a sense of wholeness, a sense of creativity, a sense of, yes, this is my life and I'm going to create it how I desire. I love this chapter, I really do. It came at a time in my life where I actually am struggling with a sense of abundance. Surprise! Neptune just went into Aries, which is in my second house of finances. It's also about to be my Saturn return in the exact same house, second house of finances. So I've had some strange experiences this week all about money, finances, checks not going through, bank accounts going negative, and it's kind of leaving me a little bit stressed out. Luckily, I feel like this chapter came at the exact right time, and I am able to see that abundance is so much more than having just money in the bank. Abundance comes from your daily choices, what you allow yourself to do, how you allow yourself to move through the world. So while I'm in a strange limbo state of getting my bank situation figured out, I had to get creative with how I feel abundant and secure this week, which has been really fun and interesting. I decided to take my day slower. Normally I wake up and I hustle and I rush and I try to get as much done as possible in as little time as possible. And instead, I allowed myself more space to move slow and to breathe and to really just feel into everything. And instead of moving toward my goals, thinking, how fast can I get this done? I instead think, how good can I feel in this process? So that's a big thing. I feel like for me, time scarcity is a huge thing that I am working through. It keeps coming up again and again and again on my journey. Chew. Oh my goodness. My daughter got sick again. Preschool. We're on week 6. She got me sick again. So this is the second time in this process that I have been sick and in a strange state and moving through the world a little bit differently. And that's okay. I think for me, luxury is a hot shower, a slow morning in bed, cuddling, stretching, relaxing. Luxury to me is the ability to spend my time however I desire to spend it, rather than sticking to an extremely strict schedule as I have in the past. And what I'm really finding this week is that luxury to me is being able to follow what feels good in my body. So I have been tuning into my desires every single day and following one thing that my body really wants in that day. And it's been incredible. I started an entire series on Instagram about it. And it's not only like completely changing the way that I show up every single day, but it's actually guiding me on paths that I never would have taken beforehand. And I really love to just see this magic take place as I move through it. I didn't realize how much I was starving myself from feeling good. And feeling good really is the ultimate luxury. When I think of the life I want to create, I feel good, I feel relaxed, I feel free to do what I desire to do. And it's about not holding that from myself until I reach a certain point, but actually inviting that feeling, that energy into my daily life. So giving myself more space and time to relax and to move slow, to meditate, to breathe, to wake up on a slower timeline without an alarm clock. It's about allowing myself space, freedom, time to dance and to create every single day, regardless of what that day looks like. I actually made the decision to drop down a day from my bartending job. I was working 3 days a week. Now I'm only working 2. And yes, it's going to be less money, but for me, it's giving me more luxury and abundance because I will have more time to do what I love, even if I'm getting less money out of the deal. So yeah, that's a lot that has transpired. This week, I did go on my artist date. I went to yin yoga and the whole class, I was really excited. I love yin yoga. I love getting into that really relaxed state, as we were talking about here. Relaxation just feels like luxury to me. But my experience in the class actually was less than great. I went to this class that I've been to before, and I thought the teacher was going to be the same teacher, and I really loved him. Like, his class was incredible. I had the best yin yoga experience. But it turns out when I got into the class, somebody else was teaching. And this guy kind of just seemed annoyed, like, at me being there. I don't really know. Like, I walked in, I said hello, put my stuff down, and he just seemed so off-put by me. And I know that everybody in your life is like a mirror and a reflection of you. So I wonder what that could mean about how I was showing up to that space, or maybe the shock and surprise it was when I saw him rather than the teacher I thought it was going to be. And the entire class was super basic. It was like anything I could find on YouTube, which really didn't do it for me. And so I was upset, to be honest. Like, I went through the whole class feeling a little bit tense. I had my eyes open, like I wasn't able to fully relax because I was just so bored and unimpressed by the flow of the class. So that was my artist date experience. It was interesting to see, but I also learned a lot about myself in the process. I learned about what I value, which is creativity and originality and doing things differently that are unique and new and fun. I also learned I'm probably not going to take that class again. And I learned that even if something is boring, to stick with it, to go through it, and to allow yourself to relax through the process. The way my brain works is I want things to be really challenging or exciting or new, or like if things get boring, I just want to throw them out the window and leave them alone, which is probably a huge reason why I don't finish a lot of my art projects, why I pivot so much in my business and I can't just pick one lane and stick to it. I get bored. But you know, it's all information. I'm learning about myself. I'm learning about my creative process. I'm learning about what I value and what feels good in my body, because in the end, I really just want to live a life that feels good, that is aligned with my nature, that is aligned with my rhythm, that is aligned with the way that I show up and create in the world. And maybe I am meant to do crazy things where I'm constantly being expanded and challenged, and the normal boring path just isn't going to work for me. Who knows? But that is how my artist date panned out. The entire time during Shavasana, I was just thinking about cheese curds, which is like the worst food I could eat. It would destroy my stomach. Fried cheese, like, girl, come on. And I gave in to the urge and I went and got cheese curds after, and a local kombucha, which was really good. But the cheese curds, they was just too heavy and too much. So it's interesting to like actually give into what you think you want, and you discover that it's not actually what you wanted in the end. I had many experiences like that this week that just shows you that sometimes your vision for the life that you have, or the life that you want, is not entirely aligned. And following those urges, following what you think is going to feel good, and learning about that in the process is going to help you have so much information so you can actually create the life that you want to live, not just the life that you think you want to live. Explore, follow your desire, follow what lights you up and feels good, which is like exactly what we teach in my membership, Devoted to Desire. It's a community space where we are completely devoting ourselves to what feels good so we can create the life of our wildest dreams. If you want to join us, you can click the link in the description box below. Would love to have you. Let's get into all of the tasks from this week. So the first couple tasks are all about like filling in the blanks. Like, people with money are blank. Money makes people blank. And I was shocked to see that even though I've done a lot of subconscious money work, it's something I've been focused on for like 2, maybe even more years now, because I know that my money block is huge, and the way that I grew up to see money, to have a relationship with money, is not in alignment with where I want to be with money. A lot of my responses were still negative, were still surrounded by pain, but they were just the honest truth. So it's good to see that I have more work to do in this arena. So cool to see. Next, it says find 5 pretty or interesting rocks and then pick 5 flowers or leaves. It's winter outside. I'm sorry, but I will not be going outside on these dead trees to pick up leaves. Like, there are no leaves, there are no flowers. As far as rocks go, there probably are rocks, but I just haven't been spending a lot of time outside, which is a shame, because to me, nature is a huge source of abundance. I mean, not just to me, it is a huge source of abundance. And yesterday was the first time in a really long time that I actually went outside for a somewhat extended period of time. I went outside for about maybe 20 minutes, and it was nice, but I was more invested in feeling the air, touching the grass, feeling the sun on my skin, than looking for rocks or leaves. So to be honest, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. It says throw out 5 ratty pieces of clothing. Babe, I have been going through my closet so much in this process, I barely have any clothes left. And this felt like a block to me. I was like, oh, I can't, I've already gotten rid of so many things, but I did it anyway. I found 5 ratty pieces of clothing and I got rid of them. Next, she invites you to bake something. So I baked some delicious cacao brownies with my daughter yesterday. It was so fun, it was easy, and they were honestly the best brownies I've ever had before. Who would have known? Like, I'm obsessed with cacao, but cacao brownies, babe, try them out if you haven't yet. Amazing. She says this will help you like get more creative and inspired as you're cooking, and I don't really know if it did that for me, but I did have a good time and I got to eat a good treat, so I'll take it. Next is to send postcards to 5 friends. I was feeling resistant about this. I don't really have a lot of people in my life. Like, my circle's pretty small, and I keep it that way because I have been hurt many times in the past. But as I was talking with my partner and we were chatting about the exercises in the book, he said I should really do it and really think about it. And I was able to think of 5 people. I wrote their names down in a Notion dashboard, and I will be sending them postcards. I haven't done it yet, but I will. So sometimes it's nice to get a second opinion while you go through these types of things and talk to other people, because the things that you don't want to do and that you're resistant to might be the things that you need to do most. Cool. Then she asks you to list your favorites in 10 different categories, which I did, so love that. And then she invites you to make changes in your home environment. I just went through and changed my entire home environment on New Year's. I could probably do it again, but I just keep feeling the urge and the itch to move to an entirely new place, which I know I just moved to this apartment not even a year ago, but something is calling me to get out of the city. So I don't feel like making changes to my home is going to be a big important thing. look at me, I'm just like not doing all the things, guys. And I feel like that's exactly how it gets. Like, you get to the middle, you get halfway through the book, and you just start to kind of slack off. And seeing this and like reflecting this back to you is helping me understand, like, girl, get back into it, do the damn thing, quit slacking off. This is your life you're talking about. You need to throw everything at it. Cool. Any new flow in your life? Practice saying yes to freebies. I have been saying yes to life. If people invite me out, if I get invited to do something or get something or anything like that, I now say yes. I used to be very closed off and I would say no all the time. Like, no, it's fine. But now, if somebody wants to take me somewhere or get me something or bring me something, I say yes. Because why not? It's a new door, it's a new path, it's a new way of being, a new way of living life, and saying yes has led me to incredible experiences and people, so I will continue to do so. Any changes in your financial situation or your perspective on it? Any new things that you think you would love doing? I actually did have some new ideas. I thought it might be fun to teach pole dancing online. I'm big into pole. I love pole. I love dancing, and I have a perfect space to teach this online, so that might be something I toy with. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, that is something that I have thought of. I did my morning pages every day this week. I've continued to do them every single day throughout this entire process, which I'm very grateful for. And it says, were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? And honestly, yes, there was. I have been sober for a long time, and after the news of ICE and seeing protests outside in my place and just all the heaviness that's happening in the world right now, I felt a need to escape, and I actually got back into drinking. And I drank a lot for multiple days in a row this week, and I saw how important it is for me to not escape these situations, but to instead dream of the world that I wish existed and then actively create that, rather than just running and escaping from the world that does exist. Because it is my responsibility, it is everybody's responsibility to build up the world that we want to see. This world is crumbling, this world is falling down, a new world is being birthed, and I can't run from it, and neither can you. We actually have to do something to make it happen. So that was an issue that I went through. I quit, I'm back, I'm sober again, what's up? I feel good, and I know now from going through that experience that that is not something I want to invite into my life, and sometimes you just have to go through it. Relapse is a part of recovery, as they say, and I see how destructive and painful drinking is for me, and how I can use my energy doing way bigger things instead. And that's it. That's my reflection. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to share with you my week 7 process, and I'll see you so soon.